Absolutely.
Let's circle back though. I heard you say that your father was bipolar.
He was.
What was your relationship with your parents like?
My relationship with my dad was not good. It had never been good. I was 2 years old, so I don't remember this, but he had a nervous breakdown when I was 2 years old before he was diagnosed as bipolar. And, you know, from what my mom has told me and my older brother can remember, it was a really bad time. He was very, very manic, had some very intense episodes, and he was hospitalized for a number of weeks. So there's an attachment break right there, right? Like as a 2-year-old, and key attachment years are really from 0 to 5. And so there was this big stressor in my family where he was hospitalized for a number of weeks, and my mom was just trying to, you know, work part-time dental hygiene and take care of these 2 kids. And we really didn't have very much money. And I think when he came home, he was very heavily medicated, and he was then heavily medicated for many, many, many things throughout his life. And so he was not a very functional person, wasn't really able to hold a job or keep a job. And that was a lot of instability in my childhood. And I think I had a lot of anger and resentment over kind of like, why can't you get it together to provide for the family? Because you just never knew, you know, you never knew when you were going to get off the bus and come home and say, Dad lost another job and you have to quit dance lessons, or you have to, you know, we got to sell stuff, or we got to do whatever. So there was a lot of financial instability. And then there was just, he brought a lot of emotional instability. My mom is who I would classify in attachment as more of a dismissive avoidant. So she was more of like stoic, emotionally unavailable, but very, very loving, do any acts of service, right? She was always around, very instrumentally supportive, but she didn't really know how to navigate the distress and the emotions of my dad's nervous breakdown and how to explain it to us or how to deal with it. And so my mom's just kind of like a push through, soldier through type of person. And my dad was very opposite. It was very, you know, he could be okay. You could walk in the room and it was, hi, how are you doing? How was your day? Everything's good. Or, you know, you left your shoes out and I tripped over them, so I chucked them out into the yard and I'm going to scream at you, right? It was very hard to have friends over because I was always really embarrassed because I never knew if my dad was going to lose his temper or...
Had to walk on eggshells.
Yeah, it was very much a walk on eggshells type of situation. And just looking back into my childhood, I think every girl wants to have like the superhero dad, the dad that has it together, the dad that can be relied upon, the dad that's gonna cuddle you and say, you're the prettiest, most wonderful little princess and I'll always protect you.
Well, they're our first loves.
Yeah.
They really are.
And I just didn't have that.